Absolutely. We're not going to see the Koji quite yet, possibly not at all. It is going to be the Asuri mirror. But you mentioned that Wrench bodied noeL earlier.
Yep.
One thing I would be worried about is specifically in this tournament, we've seen players come out yesterday with the 2-0, turn around, same opponent, get bodied, destroyed, decimated, and go 0-2 just like that. We saw with Stevenator Starlight. Blood Diamond was in one of the sets. I can't remember. Steve counted out, and there were 5 sets like that where it went 2-0 into 0-2, which is one of the reasons we might not see it happen here because this is best of 5. That was one of the things Steve specifically said. That's why he likes best of 5 so much, because they saw 5 different sets yesterday that went 2-0 into 0-2.
Yep. And best of 5s really give you that validity that, like, yes, I actually did win against this opponent, right? Because there's so many things that can happen in a one versus one game that it's good to be able to have the chance to give players whose skill might not necessarily be really quick mid-game adjustment the ability to prove themselves against their opponents. And now we're going to be seeing this rematch, Wrenched and noeL fighting against each other here in losers finals. This is for top 2. The loser of this gets out at 3rd. noeL definitely wants to be able to meet Boomy and maybe get another rematch like he normally does in every other tournament that we usually see them meet up with. But Wrenched wants to be able to fight Boomy again and maybe bring that to a bracket reset. Opening up right here in this Asuri Ditto. Ground pound comes out from noeL. Doesn't quite connect with Wrenched. Wrenched is a little bit behind, but noeL, he's got a little bit more work to do if he wants to be able to take out this first stock.
Now, earlier on the set today of noeL versus Wrenched, noeL busted out on the edge, man. His edge guard game was super weak. It just wasn't looking warmed up or anything. But as the day has gone on, you saw in every subsequent set that noeL played, it was getting better and better and better. And he was contesting off stage more and more. He wasn't 100% relying on that, but he was getting more comfortable with it. His positioning was more effective. His attack option choices were better. His weapon tosses off stage were better as well. So I don't know if that's going to be the same case again. Wrenched has him on the back foot here, and it's looking like it is going to be the same case here. Wrenched showing off-stage dominance.
Yeah, Wrench's offstage dominance is amazing, which is something you wouldn't possibly think based off the last match in that first game.
Definitely.
And that momentum that Boomy kind of trumped him a little bit on the offstage attempts, but noeL, we're talking about the matchup between Wrench and noeL right now. noeL has not been seeing so much success. Wrench really great offstage with the guitars. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go off right when the exclamation points start popping up, which should be right here.
Oh, he's getting closer and closer, edging closer, and you're exactly right. One of those came up. Once noeL hits 3 exclamation points, the next wall touch will not reset his jumps, so they will dwindle down more and more until he either gets back onto the main platform or finds a hit. He did find the hit there to secure the kill. He was just waiting for that. noeL camps the wall probably more than any other player.
Yes, he tries to extend the amount of jumps that he has there as well, because the wall, it's not about the duration of the time that you're on the wall, it's about the amount of time
number
that you touch it. So if you like slide down it, it's going to help out. And noeL is just waiting out patiently. Wrench uses dodge a little bit early there. He gets the ground pound. That might be it for noeL's stock. No, okay,
he's able to get
back.
under.
He wasn't using too many jumps before that connect, but Wrench is doing a really great job of just waiting until noeL absolutely has to touch back onto the stage, punishing him at that moment. But noeL playing a great string down there into recovery coming out here from him, puts Wrench into orange, almost into red. Wrench finds that recovery on the way back. No down light, no down air coming out from Wrench. The ground pound waiting at the very end of that jump. Excellent patience from Wrench. He has been showing dominance off stage every single time.
And it's been in multiple different opportunities as well. That time he was just staying floating right above noeL, just kind of putting pressure without actually putting out hitboxes or anything like that. He was saying, yeah, I'm up here. If you make a mistake, I got you. I'm right above you waiting. Whereas before he was just over on the corner putting pressure on noeL with the wall slip coming into play. Beautiful signature coming out from noeL there to even it up. He's going to strip the field of the weapons. You're seeing him juggling those weapons up. That is going to delay a weapon spawn just a little bit longer. One's going to come in, and he's going to completely zone out Wrench from it. You're seeing the D-lights into the recoveries coming out for noeL. He's able to put out some decent damage onto Wrench before Wrench is able to pick up those guitars. And now Wrench was the one on the wall just for a few moments, putting a lot of space between these players in their neutral game. noeL trying to come in with the weapon toss initiations.
Wrench getting these nice guitar strings, however, finds a D-light, side light sends him off the stage, side air. Weapon toss might come out. No, he dips down really low, expecting noeL to recover low. Instead he recovers high, and noeL manages to make it back. But this situation we've seen a million times before. Wrench goes off stage, puts the pressure pressure onto noeL. noeL makes it back, trying to find that downlight. Falling Stair, weapon toss into that guitar. Pick up the second guitar pair, or second pairs of guitars that he has so far in that combo. Down stick does not hit, and Wrenched manages to make it out, but he's at a little bit of a deficit. noeL could be in the lead here in this losers finals match, and there's no reset. Down stick hits, but bounces him off the ground. No falling there. Wrenched gets that Stair into the side of the stage. The Nair gets noeL back on. Weapon toss comes out. No down air from Wrenched. Wrenched and noeL so close to being able to take each other out, and noeL definitely wants this lead, and so does Wrenched. Weapon toss comes out. No downlight, and Wrenched punished by the sidelight, but there's nothing else. Side stick misses out. noeL dodges back. Wrenched has the advantage. noeL's on the side of the stage. Recovers high really early. Dodges it. Pinpoint.
So close.
Precision on that D-light. Okay, Wrenched now on the edge guard. Can noeL trump him? Finally, no. He manages to make it back. Side air into weapon toss. Wrenched will go for the D-light recovery. The D-light ground pound. The neutral stick
Oh,
dodge
that was so
in
close.
place.
The perfect spot dodge from noeL, having
finds the
just
falling
enough
Stair.
iframes. The falling Stair coming out from Wrenched.
The
He
Nair.
was looking for the unarmed recovery, but noeL gets below him, finds the Nair all the way up at the top.
Oh, man.
noeL, what's he looking for here? Taking off his headphones just for a minute.
Maybe calling for a bottle of water, maybe, or something that he may have forgotten, but he's asking for a little bit of assistance. My gosh, that match was Wrench's match to lose at the very end there. He was going up, and he just so happened to recover like a little bit above noeL, and I don't think he respected noeL's equipment enough, right? Because Wrench was unarmed, and noeL's like, wait, I have a sword, and you're like deep red. And he just nared him on the way down. I don't even think he jumped. And good for noeL to have the mentality not to jump, because sometimes you might want to be like chase your opponent towards them, but he was paying really close attention to Wrench's positioning while trying to survive himself, found that falling Nair, was able to get that first game, but that was really, really close.
Insanely close.
Yeah.
A complete far cry from what we saw earlier between these two players. But as their set went on, noeL was starting to get reasonably closer and closer to finding the recipe of what it would take to take out Wrenched. It seems like he might have found it here. He is going to take game one in this losers final set between these two players. The winner, of course, moving on, going back up to face the Boomster, who has been just sitting up there looking strong.
2, 1.
Looking strong indeed, and looking forward to whoever it has to he has to fight, because it's basically going to be the same matchup with the character. It's just a little bit of a playstyle adjustment they have to deal with. These are two Asuris. He's going to be watching them and getting ready to fight against whoever's going to be the victor. So far, it's looking like noeL. Game number 2 here on Shipwreck is balancing out, and the D-lights are coming out. Nice dive kick. Wrench is able to find it. Weapon toss goes upwards, and Wrench with the sword is going to be fighting against noeL's guitars and succeeding. Gravity cancels sidelight into falling Nair. Excellent mix-up coming out from Wrench. noeL finding his own combo, but no recovery. Follow-up jumps all the way out of range of that sword recovery to find that falling Nair.
That was
what a follow-up.
So deadly close. Wrenched almost had that. Almost had the neutral signature as well. noeL's going to directly contest that with this guitar light attack kit. Very, very low startup frames. Gets the signature there. The weapon toss on stage doesn't connect. There comes in the recovery. He's looking for the down air. Again, the down signature immediately punished by Wrenched here, who is again fishing for the neutral signature. Both players fishing for these signature kit options.
Down air comes out from noeL, and he's doing some dash jumps, looking for an opportunity maybe to find a downlight. We've been seeing, I think, the fewest D-light recovery or D-light Stair kills out of all sword players that we've seen so far in this tournament. And it's just interesting that it's between these two players. Sidelight comes out, but they're usually looking for signatures or some sort of ground pound Nair off the top, off the bottom KO. Wrench looking for that haymaker, gets hit by that falling Stair. noeL with the sword goes in for the downer. Dive kick by Wrench. Wrench getting that offstage game and immediately succeeding. One little quick tap with that foot was all it needed to be able to get secure that lead in game number 2.
And this is where noeL might be at a deficit here on this stage of Shipwreck. Those tiny, teeny tiny sidewalls, for how often noeL likes to resort to going over to that wall to maybe give himself a breathing room, maybe force Wrench to some on-stage commitments so that noeL can peek over right and hit the side airs on the sword or the side airs on the guitars as well. He's not really going to have that option as easily on this Shipwreck map with those teeny tiny sidewalls.
Downlight comes out, it's not able to catch him, and noeL finds that down to carries Wrench off the map and even stocks up 2-2 only after taking a little bit of a beating himself, but might as well be even between these players with how extensive their strings have been, and noeL already finding his own there. Nice jumping there. Weapon toss does not continue it, and Wrench is waiting for a weapon, throwing out some recoveries in the meantime, keeping himself high up in the sky. D-light comes out, nice neutral light, no recovery. Lots of recoveries are being missed between both these guitar players, and Nairs have been having a lot more success, but that side air, neutral stick punished. Ooh, I like the turn on sidelight, but no falling Sarah, doesn't get wrenched off stage, and this is where noeL typically tends to lose his stocks. With the falling there, 2 nairs in a row, Wrench.
He already used his dodge, but noeL's not able to capitalize off of that. While Wrench dodge was in air cooldown, extremely long cooldown, Wrench is able to get back to the main platform. He's at a weapon disadvantage just for a few moments, picks up the recovery, hits the D-Light, doesn't get the nair follow-up. All of the active frames of noeL's down signature, almost following up with a side air to the left, but it's going to be a side air to the right. noeL putting a lot of space between these two players.
Well, I'm liking the movement coming out from noeL, really following Wrench as he moves in the air, and the downer does it. noeL wins his first off-stage victory on that battle there, and is a 2-1 stock lead, and only in the orange. He's looking really good here in Losers Finals, completely opposite of what we saw earlier. The adjustments are being made, and he's got Wrench off stage again, and Wrench is unarmed. Finally picks up that weapon, it's the sword, goes in for that side stick, stopped in his tracks with a quick toss of the guitars.
There's a D-Light recovery coming out from Wrench, one of the very few that we've seen between both of these players. noeL, weapon start for just a few moments. He does pick up the guitars, but he also takes a side air in the process. You see him on the edge. Oh, Wrench
down heavy
with a beautiful slide charge down heavy right over the corner, covering both sides. Those legs swing to the left and to the right. That's a popular option that people have been using in the past couple months on the edge, just because you don't have to be as pinpoint accurate with it because it covers both sides. noeL trying to take Wrench out in the neutral game here. He has quite a bit of a lead.
Weapon toss goes high, but he doesn't end up catching Wrench as he holds onto the ground. And that fully charged neutral sig not finding its connection there, as a down air from noeL is able to stop it, put a little bit more damage onto his opponent, and Wrench is not finding this KO. Excellent gravity cancel D-Light, catching Wrench out of his move, hitting with that recovery to put even more damage on Wrench, nearing him towards kill percent. D-Light recoveries won't kill yet, but the down sig definitely will, as noeL finds himself in a 2-0 lead here in Losers Finals, possibly being able to fight Boomy for the very first time here at DreamHack Montreal. If he's able to take it as a 3-0, Wrench, however, needs to reverse 3-0 to get back to that rematch. Wrench looking so good, getting on the winner's side, not dropping a single set, and now he's on his tournament life.
noeL's got to be feeling super good after that win. He already took game 1, then he took game 2 in commanding fashion, having 2 stocks that game. It was so even, but then there was like a turning point. Midway through that second stock, he took out Wrench with that dare on the edge, I believe it was, and then he was able to utilize that down signature as well towards the end to take out Wrench final stock. So noeL doing such a great job fighting back against the player who not only sent him down into the losers bracket, but destroyed him.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided, in fact. And I was even saying that at the time, it looked like Wrench was the best of Surrey in the world. Now, noeL is kind of like, wait. I got something to say about that. And we're going to game number 3 here with a 2-0 lead coming out from noeL. Falling with that slider, Wrench gets a nice unarmed lead, and noeL manages to return some damage to the guitars, inches forward, waiting for Wrench to go for some sort of option. Downer openings, already fighting off stage, and Wrench going really deep with that ground pound. No stairs, no swatting into the side of the stage. Wrench goes in for that downlight. Downer connects, but he doesn't get anything off of it, not realizing that it connected at the very end of that move. He was able to follow it up with a nice string, and now the weapon toss comes out. noeL doesn't actually pick up the sword. Wrench picks it up instead, and so many point-blank weapon tosses are being exchanged into almost no follow-up. It seems just to be trying to keep their opponents on their toes.
It's just sort of a momentum stop for just a moment. It's like somebody's doing something successful and you just poke them. And they don't know what to do after that. I go, oh, I just got poked, and now I actually have to think about being poked. The fact that noeL's able to do that so well, find the ground pound on the edge. You're going to see him toss those weapons up, delaying the weapon spawn for Wrench. He wants to stick with these guitars. That's why he didn't pick up the weapon spawn earlier that would have led to a sword. He is loving these guitars so far. Even though they have a smaller thrown hitbox, he's okay with that. He does have a sword in his hand now. We just saw him pick up a kill with it. He's loving these side lights into the neutral light. noeL about to lap Wrench on the damage here. Wrench going with the GC Insig. It's not going to connect.
And now with those sidelights from Wrench, Wrench really needs to put noeL in a kill percent, because noeL is looking like he's got this with that neutral stick connecting. Tries to find that side stick styling with these signatures now. Absolutely no punish. And Wrench tossing those guitars away, goes for the sword, but noeL fighting off stage. It seems as though noeL's made the right adjustments to get that offstage battle in his side. And now the down stick not connecting. Wrench putting out a neutral stick in odd directions, but it's working out. The second one hits. No ground pound. noeL doesn't find that down air, but he gets a recovery on the way back up, and Wrench continues not to find any damage onto noeL. noeL is perfectly fine with how this match is going, because he's still in his first stock, and that down stick.
Oh, how did he not have enough iframes there? Wrench is honestly looking kind of shook here. You saw him go for the insig to the right, completely wrong direction. Back-to-back dodges getting through these. Nice side air coming out from Wrench, going to confirm the kill there, even up the stocks, but Wrench is in kill percent. He has to be careful.
has to be careful indeed. Those ground pounds were so silly to see as they were dodging
noeL.
between them. But yeah, chasing him down, picks up the guitars. Neutral Light does not do anything too much, and Wrench is actually kind of crawling his way back here in the game number 3. He has to be able to do that. Recovery does not kill just yet. Tries to chase him with that weaker recovery. You can exchange a jump cooldown for an extra recovery, a little bit weaker. Doesn't go as far, but it still does a lot of damage, and Wrench is sent towards the bottom of the stage. Weapon toss stops Wrench from getting back onto it. Neutral Sync perhaps maybe as a finisher. Down Light gets the gravity cancel down the recovery. That puts Wrench on tournament stock. Wrench has one more stock to work with here. If he loses it, he is out at 3rd.
noeL is starting to run away with this game. His raw neutral game is just coming out on top over Wrench. His offstage game coming out on top over Wrench. He's dominating with sword. He's dominating with guitars. He's even putting out some unarmed damage as well, and Wrench is completely at a loss. He's having to chase noeL all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Space between them two, it's going to be a weapon toss initiation coming out from noeL. Wrench is just seemingly unsuccessful now in every single phase of this game. noeL is picking him apart. Nice weapon toss again to interrupt the dare initiation coming out from Wrench. Guitars against guitars. noeL has been winning this in this set.
And Wrench goes off stage. noeL holding on the guitars here, trying to find some down lights. Downer from Wrench. Good opening.
Nice
Neutral
read.
Light into recovery. Wrench has barely taken any damage on this last stock, realizing how important it was. noeL finally getting some unarmed openings and then pulling a trick
That was
out
a
of little
cap right
Look,
there,
yeah.
man.
Neutral Sync comes out from noeL. Gravity cancel to get back onto the stage. And Wrench goes really low. Super risky ground pound coming out here, but it works out. He finds that recovery. Another recovery will definitely get that finisher. He goes with the ground pound again. He's so low on jumps that dodges, barely touches a Mammoth Fortress's wall. And now noeL trying to get that weapon toss. Neutral Light connects, puts Wrench deeper into orange, almost to the red, but the side air will do it. Weapon toss, will he get the dive kick? The gravity cancel down.
That's gonna possibly be it. That is it. noeL getting the 3-0. When in the winner's side of the bracket, he lost 1-3 against Wrench. One of the other sets this weekend, completely swinging the other direction.